Welcome to the capacity building workshop on outcome-based education, computation and attainment. Day 3. So we're going to cover the following concepts. First, we will recall course outcomes, then course outcome mapping with program outcomes, then course outcome, program outcomes, matrix, then course outcomes, program specific outcomes, matrix, then program level course program outcomes matrix for all the courses, then program level course program specific outcomes matrix for all the courses, then assessment process of course outcomes. So there are two methods are there, direct assessment and indirect assessment. So the methodology we will discuss now. Tomorrow, by taking one example course, we will do the computation of course outcomes attainment of a particular course, then followed by program outcomes and program specific outcomes for a particular course. So that will be demonstrated on tomorrow's session. Okay, now, so before this, first everyone should recall the program outcomes, whatever the outcomes we are following defined by institute level, program level. So as for general terminology, the graduate attributes everyone will follow. That's why we will make this as the base. So PO 1 to 12 are the graduate attributes now converted to program outcomes. Just you have to remember the terminologies. Why? Because during mapping, these are all required. So PO1 is engineering knowledge or basic science knowledge, whatever the knowledge. Then PO2 problem analysis, PO3 design and development of solutions, PO4 conduct investigation of complex problems, PO5 modern tool usage, PO6 the engineer and society, PO7 environment and sustainability, PO8 ethics, then PO9 individual and teamwork, then PO10 communication, then PO11 project management and finance, PO12 lifelong learning. Just the key terms we have to remember. Similarly, any one sample program specific outcomes of a particular program also. For example, here this is for computer science related. PSO1 fundamentals of mathematical concepts, PSO2 fundamentals of computer system, then PSO3 product development. Okay, now as for NBA manual, so this is the template I have collected for a particular course. The course outcomes should be represented in this template. So you have to mention course name, then course code, then course year for which course, which year, which semester, then academic year, etc. So here course code, here let us see. So I have highlighted and underlined 404. So all the outcomes should be prefixed with 404 number dot 1. That is the first outcome of the course CS404 ES. Like this is the terminology only for our understanding purpose only. So now, for example, here for this course, formal language and automata theory, here the items now named with 404.1. That is for first course outcome of this particular course, CO 404.1, then CO 404.2, and so on. Total, we are having 6 course outcomes for this course. So now what you have to do, first step. So first this every course outcome mapping with a particular PO and a particular PSO. That first we have to list out. So by reading every course outcome statement, sentence, so then you have to compare with all the graduate attribute 12 program outcomes, then whatever the program specific outcomes defined at your program level. So every course outcome you can compare with all the POs and all the PSOs. Then you can check whether it is related or not. So even slightly also if it is related, just you can make that PO number. First you can write down the POs. For example, PO 1, 2, 5, 7, 9, 10, let us assume. These are all the POs mapping to particular CO1 of this particular course. So like that, all 6 COs, you can list all the POs and all the PSOs related. So next, using this correlation, now what you have to do, we can create the matrix, course outcomes with program outcomes matrix. then course outcomes with program specific outcomes matrix. In that matrix, whatever the POs or PSOs listed now, in that respective positions, we will give the level of mapping. For that compulsory, first you have to identify related POs and PSOs. Then we will create the matrices. Okay, now let us see here. For this course, I have listed the relevant POs. So for example, here CO1 mapping with PO 1, 2, 3, 10, 12, then PSOs 1, 2, 3. So I will explain how this is related to particular POs and particular PSOs. Here first you have to read the course outcome. The course outcome is understand the concept of abstract machines and their power to recognize language. So here abstract machine, computational mathematical models, so are involved in this course outcome. So now here computational and mathematical knowledge is required. Now you can go back and check PO1. So what is PO1 here? Engineering knowledge, wherever problems are there. So wherever problematic concepts are included, so the knowledge is required. It may be a basic science knowledge, arts knowledge, commerce knowledge, whatever. So here let us assume engineering knowledge. Then wherever problem is there, so problem analysis is also there. Then to solve the problem, so we have to design and development of solutions. Then again we have to conduct investigations of complex problems. So now any problem related course outcome, by default it is related to the first 3 COs, even fourth one also. If the problem is complicated, then only you can take fourth one. If it is simple problem, let us leave it. So now come back here. Now here what we mentioned, PO 1, 2, 3. So 4 is investigation for a complex problem. That's why we didn't included that. But 1, 2, 3 compulsory related to that particular course outcome 1. So then next one, here we have taken 10 and 12. So why we have taken 10 and 12? What is 10 here? So communication, whenever solving a problem, so or analyzing the problem, communication is mandatory. Without communicating, without presenting properly by using suitable algorithms or methodologies, so theorems, etc. So with the proper presentation also, that comes part of communication. Then PO12, lifelong learning. So this course is related to GATE, very important subject for GATE as a computer science. So more weightage is also there. So with this knowledge, so further for higher studies also, this course is useful. That's why lifelong learning. So this is person to person perspective. So exactly, so with my perspective, these are all the mapping POs. Some other person maybe with their explanation maybe slightly changed. That's why we don't have any proper mechanism to fix a particular PO, particular PSO mapping with a particular CO, just by matching the terminologies with the concept based. So if it is application based or theoretical based or more practical related based or project based, like, so you have to think by considering the 12 graduate attributes or whatever the graduate attributes following at your program level. So like that. And coming to program specific outcomes, the program specific outcome. So what is the first one? Fundamentals of mathematical concepts. Anyway, mathematical knowledge is required. So this is related to PSO1. Then PSO2 also. This is related to computer science. So fundamentals of computation is required. Abstract mission and their power to recognize language with the computational only. Then development of software products. So with this, you can develop an automaton, a mission which recognizes a particular language. So like that, I am justifying as a subject expert. So I am justifying these are all the POs and PSOs mapping with a particular CO. So like that, every CO you have to compare with all the POs and all PSOs, whichever related. So this mapping as an individual faculty, you can't do. So suppose for a particular course, this course was handled by 3 to 4 persons. So one person will be treated as the course coordinator, then remaining all are team of instructors, team of course instructors. So individually, all of them prepare your own mapping, so with your knowledge. So then all of you discuss one by one. So how PO, how CO1 is related to PO1. First person explain your perspective answer. Second person, third person. So if majority opinions so satisfy this condition, then you can fix. So that like that we have to plan. So once this mapping is done at program level before commencement of the semester, then every faculty, whoever handling this particular course, you have to follow the same mappings only. So once fixed, we can't change immediately person to person. Suppose for two sections are there, one section faculty, then following one mapping, other section faculty following other mapping. So that is big problem actually. So program level common mappings only we have to follow. So like that now here POs and PSOs are listed by considering all COs. So from this what we have to do, once the mapping POs and PSOs are identified, then what are the level of mapping? So that can be defined using the matrices, course outcomes, program outcomes matrix. So here CO 1 to 6, then POs 1, 2, 3, 10, 12. So here for CO1, we have to provide PO1, CO1 is mapping with PO1 at which level? So then CO1 is mapping to PO2 at which level? Then CO1 is mapping to PO3 at which level? 10, 12 and PSOs also. Now how to define that levels? So that we will discuss in CO-PO matrix and CO-PSO matrix. This is the template for course outcomes, program outcomes matrix for individual course. So here whatever I am explaining, these are all for individual course. Individual course consisting of some 4 to 6 or 8 course outcomes. So each and every outcome we have to map with a particular program outcome, whichever related, then a particular program specific outcome. So now in the previous table here you can see, so I have taken CO1 mapping with 1, 2, 3, 10, 12. Now in POs 1, 2, 3, 10, 12 only you have to mark. So 1, 2, 3, 10, 12. Why? Because previously you have linked whatever the POs linked to a particular CO, only that particular PO entry you have to give the value. So remaining all you have to put hyphen, single hyphen. So similarly CO2 mapping with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 12. So carefully in the previous table, whatever the POs in that particular POs only we have to address. Remaining you can keep hyphen or blank initially. Then similarly CO3 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 same 10 to 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 12. Then and so on. CO6 here you can see 1 to 10, 12. So 1, 2, then 10, 12 like that. So now the corresponding mapping entries are identified, remaining you kept as hyphen or blank. So now what we have to do, level of mapping now we have to provide. So the level of mapping is defined with respect to the following three values. A particular course outcome of a particular course is mapping with a particular program outcome with little bit, just slightly low level, let us assume. For that you can provide the value as 1, digit 1. So digit 1 represents slight or low. So a particular course outcome of a course mapping with a particular PO with moderate or medium. So if it is moderately or middle level, it is mapping. Then you have to give the value as 2. Then a particular CO is mapping with a particular PO with highly substantial. Then we have to provide level 3. So a particular CO is not at all related to a particular PO. Then simply you have to put hyphen. Here hyphen denotes none. So commonly everyone should follow the same terminology as for the NBA accreditation manual. NAC also following the same NBA guidelines only for this mapping attainment. So the same level values needs to be followed. So previously before this outcome based education, so at that time the accreditation bodies, they used instead of numerical values, they used high denoted by capital H, then medium denoted by capital M, then low denoted by L or slight S, like that. These are all the values, only character values they used. Now later on they changed with these levels by numerical values. Why? Because for attainment calculation now this is easy. So again character is converted into with numerical value, so that is double process. So now after, now let us see. Now I will explain one sample. Now CO1 mapping with 1, 2, 3, 10, 12. Now how to define the levels? So understanding the concept of abstract machine and their power to recognize language. So here I have mentioned 2. So why I have mentioned? So some mathematical, not very low, not very high. Some moderate or medium level mathematical knowledge is required. So for this CO related to PO1, that's why I have given 2. So moderate or medium. So even for PO2, so that is what is PO2? Problem analysis. So problem analysis also here previously we have taken mathematical concepts only medium level are related or used. So even problem analysis also I have taken medium level only. Then PO3. So what is PO3? That's why the terms needs required. Design or development of solutions. So here this particular CO as a subject handling faculty. So with my perspective, so design development of solutions not much so involved, only slight or low. So that's why I have mentioned 1. Then lifelong learning PO12. So not very much is required, only slightly some concepts are related for higher education or higher studies for appearing competitive exam, etc. So like that. Now for example here CO2 for PO1 mapping with 3. So now let us see CO2 employ final state mission for modeling and solving computing problem. Even the sentence itself it consisting of solving computing problem. So problem solving is must and should here. So that's why mathematical knowledge compulsory full-fledged mathematical knowledge is required. That's why I have given 3. Even for problem analysis also. Then a design conduct of solutions medium level. So like that. Then PO5, let us see. PO5 is modern tool usage. So modern tool usage generally whenever a product is possible to develop, if it is linked with practical course, at that time you may use some technologies or tools. At that time you can give higher value for that. But here for this only little bit no practical course related to this course. So like that. So that's why I have given 1 just slightly like that. So like that all COs and POs you can provide the levels. Then you have to justify. A committee or expert may ask why this CO is mapping with PO1 with level 1 or level 2 or level 3. So like this, by comparing, by giving the proper valid reasons with the subject perspective, so you have to justify. So for example, here I have given one sample. CO5 is highly correlated to PO2. Let us say one sample. CO5 with PO2 level 3, even 1 also. So one sample I have taken. So CO5 is highly correlated to PO2. So the reason as it needs the mathematical analysis for the computer abstract model, that is Turing mission. The Turing mission purely mathematical knowledge is required. With that only further computations can be done. So that's why this is the justification. So like that we have to justify. Now after mapping is over, after discussing with the course coordinator by a team of instructors, we have to finalize this matrix. So then you have to take the weighted average of each and every PO. So at every column, every row bottom here you can see we have mentioned average. This is weighted average. For PO1 here you can take the average. Total 6 COs are there. You can add all these mapping values 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 2 divided by total number of COs 6. The average is 2.67. Then similarly PO2 also, PO3 also. So whatever the mapping POs. So whichever the POs not mapped, so then simply you can leave blank only. So now after finding these weighted averages, so where these weighted averages are used for computation of a particular PO-PSO attainment of this course. So we will use this weighted average. This weighted average multiplied with further some other values that we will discuss upcoming sessions. So this matrix you need to map Pakka, then you have to find the weighted average for each and every PO. Similarly, same you can do for PSO also. Now this is the PSO table. So CO1 mapping with PSO with level so and so level. So you have to justify as a subject expert. So but a common mapping for a common course by all the faculty needs to be followed. So here also you can take the weighted average, then same levels wherever in the outcome related, wherever mapping levels are there, wherever attainments are discussing, the level should be the same. So low means 1 we have to use, moderate or medium means 2 we have to use, high or substantial means we have to use 3. So not related or not mapping, simply have to put hyphen. The same notation commonly we have to use in all places. So now these are all the CO-PO matrix and CO-PSO matrix. Program level. Program means a particular UG program, a particular PG program. So we have to create master mapping table. So the terminology, let us see, program level. Suppose BSc computers or BSc some other specialization, or BA economics or MBA. Let us say these are all the programs. So in this program, first year to final year level, it is UG. Third year, 3 years or 4 years, whatever, based on course. Then if it is PG, 2 years course or 3 years courses. So you have to list all the courses, first year, first semester, first year, second semester, or second year, first sem, like so and so. So as for your curriculum, including laboratory, including audit courses, even non-credit courses also. Every course you need to list in this table, then you have to provide their program level mappings. For example, here, so here I have taken CS 404, what I explained previously. For this particular course, PO1 mapping level 3 I have given. So why it is 3? You can see the weighted average. So here PO1, the weighted average is 2.67. So here we will take exact values without rounding. Even for program level, some people may use same values, 2.67 only they will use. Then some people maybe do the rounding value, nearest highest value will be considered. So that is person to person. So college level, you may fix whether you have to take exact decimal point values or least nearest value after 0.5 above, maybe like that you can decide. So for example, here 2.67. So now I rounded and I have taken 3. So why? Because program level, whatever the mappings you did, but during attainment, whether you reach that value or not. So here for an individual subject, you may having 2.3 attainment, but your level is 3. So now what is the difference? So 2.3 by 3. So you can calculate the difference. So based on that, further what we have to do, action taken, the gaps, whatever the gaps, why this is 100% not achieved. For that, we have to propose actions and measures to improve that attainment for the subsequent upcoming batches. So like that. So that is the intention. So as for the experts' opinion, what they mentioned, we can't take higher POs. So you have to fix some 60 minimum 40 to 60, 70, 80%. So that too, this can be done based on your institution average results. You can take 3 years average results. So there you can see the percentage. So based on that, this levels also fixed by some institutions. So institute to institute, with their perspective, these are all defined. So that's why we don't have any standard methodology or software for this. Okay, now your program level, you have to define all the courses for UG, PG, then you have to create this table. So here the first one is program level courses with PO matrix for all the courses, PO 1 to 12. Now here courses, all the courses you can list out. So now finally, this table is useful to compare your attained value with this program level mapping. Here also the correlation level same. So slight or low means 1, then moderate or medium means 2, then substantial or high means 3, then not mapping means you have to put simply hyphen. If there is no correlation, you have to put simply hyphen. So then similarly for PSOs also, program level course and program specific outcomes matrix. Here whatever the PSOs defined by your program, you can add those PSOs. Then again you can include all the courses. Then you can provide the same correlation levels. mapping levels 1, 2, 3 hyphen combination. So these two are required. Why? Because to do the attainment at program level, so compulsory these mappings are required. Okay, next coming to the assessment process of course outcomes. So now how to do the attainment of a particular course. Then once course is over, then program level we have to do the attainment, that is program outcomes attainment, program specific outcomes attainment at program level. But course level we have to do every course outcomes attainment, then program outcome, program specific outcomes attainment with direct only we have to do at course level, but indirect we can't do at course level. That can be done at program level commonly. Now let us see here the process we will see now. Tomorrow we will do the attainment calculation for one example course. So now the course outcomes were prepared by the action verbs of Bloom's taxonomy, what we discussed in our previous class. Then if your university or your surrounding autonomous college also, if they are not following Bloom's taxonomy, you will also stick on to same. But if you want to show you are different from others, so you can incorporate these things, then you will be strengthened like that. Then once course outcomes are defined, then all the course outcomes are prepared in such a way that they are measurable by means of written and oral skills assignments, presentations, etc. Now the course outcomes attainment or assessment can be done in two ways. So the first method is called as direct assessment, then second method is called as indirect assessment. Direct assessment is based on internal midterm or mid-semester examination marks, then university examination marks. So these two are used for direct assessment. Whereas indirect assessment, that is based on feedback from the students. So every student, whatever the course they are studying, so middle or end of the semester or last 1 week before end of the semester, we have to collect feedback from each and every student by preparing a questionnaire with COs combination, then POs or PSOs combination. So then we have to collect responses from each and every person. So in the form of Google form or hard copy or any internal software you created, whatever the methodologies you are having, so you have to collect the feedback. So maximum you can ensure to get feedback from maximum persons. Why? Because if more persons are participated, then the calculations will be more effective. Suppose in our class 60 students are there, ensure to get so minimum 90% participation like that. So that is indirect assessment. Now during direct assessment, so here I have taken one sample university evaluation parameters related to a theory course, a practical course, and a project related course, even some seminar related, even some comprehensive Viva based type. So as for curriculum, whatever the different types of courses, regulations are taken by seeing the curriculum designed by the university or autonomous college, whatever the curriculum we are following, current assessment year. So now as for direct assessment, CO assessment methodology and tools. So these rubrics can be used by students in revising and judging their own work and progress. So after end of the course. So now internal mid-semester examinations and assignments. So as for your curriculum, whatever the theory related internal examinations components you can include here. As for university or institute regulations, how many internal tests are there? So then test wise, what is the pattern? Then how many marks are allocated? Then what is the coverage of syllabus? So like whether it is descriptive test or objective test, any assignment is there. So all as for your syllabus as it is, you can include here. Why? Because based on this further we can set attainment levels, target levels will be fixed based on this evaluation guidelines. So this is the theory related courses. Then end semester examination as for your autonomous college regulations or university regulations. So external examinations will be conducted for theory courses. Then how many marks are allocated? So then what is the question paper pattern? Then what is the So minimum passing score, so like etc. All we have to list here. Why? Because for end exam also we have to fix target levels. Then practical examinations. Any course having laboratory. So then for that course, laboratory evaluation, internal evaluation, external evaluation. For internal evaluation, what is the weightage? For external evaluation, what is the weightage? So all we have to list here. Based on that internal external weightages, we have to fix the target levels. Then similarly, a project work. So whatever the project work as per the programs, as for evaluation are weightages. So the guidelines you have to provide here, evaluation norms. Then how you are conducting reviews, then how many marks you are providing for internal evaluation, then how many marks for external project 5 hours, whether it is grade based or marks based. Like then if any mini project is there or small project is there, then any seminar is there. So all these components I have taken only from the curriculum. These are all not defined by with our own. So in our curriculum, suppose MBA curriculum is there. MBA, you can see all theory related courses, regulations you can take. Then all practical related courses you can take. Any internship related course. So then any project based course. So all you have to list here as for your curriculum. Okay, now after defining all this, now these are all the rubrics we will call it as. For all this, we have to set the target levels. During computation of attainments, we have to do attainments for all these components also, courses also. So then coming to indirect assessment, here we will collect feedback. So end of semester, we will call it as generally end of semester if it is semester based. If it is year based, end of year course evaluation form. Or feedback for the particular course, whatever the name you can fix commonly, but institute level. So at the end of each semester or year, a questionnaire is distributed to all the enrolled students and take feedback on effectiveness of the course. The questionnaire is prepared to know the efficiency and utility of the course outcome of indirect attainment. In that questionnaire, what you have to add? So your particular course, whatever the COs are fixed, you can include those COs. Then with their student knowledge at the end of the semester, so they will provide the responses with the combinations. You can take 3, 2, 1, 0. 3 is the highest level, 2 is the medium level, 1 is the lowest level, hyphen is 0. 0 means not related. So students will give the responses. Based on that, we will do the analysis of indirect assessment. That we will combine with direct assessment. Then finally, overall assessment or attainment based on direct attainment plus indirect attainment based on the weightages are fixed at program level. How to fix the weightage also, that we will see later. Now here you can see for direct assessment attainment levels. So how to define the attainment levels? So whatever I'm explaining, these are all just model only. So this will be fixed at your program level. So commonly based on the courses with the previous semester results of the same course by taking the average results analysis also. So you have to fix. So now here I have taken for theory course internal assessment. So suppose our university, we are having internal exam with 3 components. One is descriptive for 10 marks, objective for 10 marks, assignment for 5 marks, total 25. So for your university also or your institution, whatever the components you can include. Then total marks 25. Now by considering first overall marks out of 25. So then here we fixed threshold level as 60 minimum. Why? Because internal you can fix some higher threshold level, but for external you can fix some medium level by seeing the results average comparing to last 2 to 3 years for the same courses. Now here, for example, here you can see out of 25, our target level is 60. So based on this 60, so how many students secured this 60% threshold? So based on that, levels are fixed. For example, here at least 80% of students in our class scored more than 60% of marks. So here out of 25, 60% threshold is 14. So here specifically we have mentioned more than 14 marks out of the maximum 25 marks. So 80% and above, this 80% is not marks, students percentage as for student count. So how many students secured more than 60% of marks in that particular course, that you can make the highest level. So level 3. Then you can take with some lower level range. So at least 70% of students scoring more than 14%. That means here at least 80 and above. So then here at least 70 means 70 to 79. So in between all comes under this one. So that you can make it as a level 2. Then at least 60% of students. So scoring more than 14 marks, so and so. So this you can make it as the least level. So while setting levels, only 3 levels needs to be defined, that hyphen is not used here. Only for mapping level that we can use if any CO is not mapping with any PO or PSO. So the levels should be combination of 3 to 1 only. 3 is the highest, 2 is the medium, then 1 is the least or low. So like that you have to fix. So by seeing, suppose some subjects are easy, theoretical subjects, the results are very good. So then at that time you have to fix some higher threshold values. If the subject is complicated, very hard subject, problematic, then you can see the average result, minimum passing percentage you can consider. So based on that you can fix the levels. Then some may give ranges also, like minimum pass percentage is 40 to 60 is level 1, then 61 to 70 is level 2, then 71 to 80 level 3, or and above 80 above or something. So like that they will change with the different versions, but the theme you have to observe. Based on the threshold you have to define. So this is for internal examination. For end exam, external exam we can't fix higher levels. Why? Because due to the evaluation problems by others, or some irrelevant persons may do the evaluation, results are very poor sometimes. So that's why for end examinations you can fix the average levels. So here at least 40% of students scoring the pass marks. The pass marks are 26 out of 75. So in the university final examination, that you can make it as a level 1. Then at least 50% of students passed in this course. Then level 2. Then at least 60% of students. So like 40, 50, 60. Then you can make a minimum 50. Suppose your average is minimum 50 by comparing last 3 years results. Then minimum level you have to fix 50, 60, 70, or 60, 70, 80, like that. Based on the result analysis, you can fix. This is for end exam. These two are for theory courses, that is internal exam, external exam. So you have to fix the threshold value, then based on that define the attainment levels. Similarly for lab also, lab internal. So based on your evaluation distribution, your rubrics, we have listed all the components for internal lab, how many marks are there. So based on that, for internal you can give some higher values. Suppose your minimum 60%, 70%, 80%. Then lab external also more students may get higher marks comparing to a theory external. So like that here also you have to fix some external marks attainment levels also. Then if it is project based, if it is mini project, or if it is major project, or seminar, if it is internal. So some components, suppose seminar is there, the only internal evaluation, no external. At that time we can't consider external parameter, only internal only we have to consider the component. So for a project, internal external distribution is there. If so, you have to provide internal attainment levels, external attainment levels. Like that all courses you have to fix the attainment levels. Okay, now even seminar component is there, comprehensive viva. So based on your curriculum, whatever. But mainly theory and practical courses common for all courses. So for that carefully you have to define. Okay, now, so after defining all this, so then what we have to do? The data required for computation of course outcomes attainment. So for theory courses, internal marks are required. So that too, if the question paper is a descriptive test based on question-wise CO mapping. So in our last session, I have demonstrated question mapping with CO, PO, PSO. So that CO mapping now used here for a direct attainment of course outcomes. So theory course internal marks with the descriptive text is there. Question wise we have to collect the marks. If it is objective, any objective is there in our pattern, we can collect total objective marks. Why? Because for objective question wise we can't do, only for theory questions only we will do. Then for external, why? Because external is not in our hand. So question wise marks we are unable to see. Why? Because those are all under university control. So those are all confidential. They won't reveal. That's why we have to take only external marks, not question wise. Overall marks we will consider. These are all the data related to theory courses. For laboratory and or practical courses, internal marks, external marks as per your evaluation. For seminar, project, comprehensive, etc. If internal marks, external. If external not there, only internal marks will be considered. So now, if you want to do a particular course attainment with your own hand, so what you have to do for our tomorrow's session? So you can start doing all this, whatever the subject you handled earlier. So you can collect all this internal marks, external marks, then internal descriptive test question wise marks also you have to collect. Then you will also parallelly do the attainment, then you will get a clear idea. So now here I have taken some samples, descriptive test marks based on question wise with CO mapping. So here roll numbers in my class I have taken all the students. Here only glance I have added. So for internal test 1, we are having descriptive test question wise marks. So finally here 4 questions will be given. Student can answer any 2 questions, then best of 2 will be considered, that can be evaluated for 10 marks. Maximum marks are 10. Suppose for example here this mapping initially you have to provide commonly for all the sections. If you are handling the same course by you or different faculty, the mapping should be the common at program level, course level. So now for example for a particular student attempted question 1 and secured 4 marks, then he attempted question number 4, he secured 3 marks, only 2 attempted, then compulsory you have to take these 2 sum mainly. For example, some students may attended more than 2 also. So in those cases you can consider only best 2. So then what you have to do after mapping with a particular CO, then question wise marks, then based on these marks now we will calculate attainment. So how to calculate that we will see in the next session, calculation. But before that this data is required. This is one sample data of descriptive test question wise marks.